Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Journey to Wisdom and Wealth. My name is Tara. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. You know you're already part of the what? Grateful gang, gang, gang. Grateful gang, 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 gang. Grateful gang, gang, gang. Grateful gang, 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 gang. And if you're not a part of Grateful Gang, we'd love to have you over here, okay? You guys, I'm in pajamas today because today was pajama day at work, so don't judge me. And I felt like I needed to get this video out. I've been looking at my budget and I actually just really want to share with you guys what I've been thinking and get your input down below. So I'm going to try to make this not long so that everybody watches through fully so I can get your comments and concerns. And then I also want to share, I heard my girl Janelle from JB's 2 cents talk about debt snowball, and it dawned on me like, wow, you do have some debts again, Tara. We need to do a debt snowball. After I looked at my own budget and I was like, maybe we should put these in a debt snowball to get them off of the budget. This will make sense to you when you see what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm gonna make myself small. I had made a copy of my budget over here. So this is my original budget, doesn't show any of all that. And then this is the working on creating a debt snowball budget. So let's start online. We're going to take it basically line by line, and then I'll show you what I'm thinking. So with mortgage, there's not much I can do about that, except that I've already filled out for a homestead tax reduction, but that doesn't start until next year. So if the lady said I was approved, I don't know how that's going to help me or not. The only other thing that could help me is the removal of PMI, and I've already looked into it. My house has appreciated in value, but not enough to where I can request that it hit 20% different and have the money removed. I've been just looking for all different things. So on my normal budget, the gym is $40. One idea I have is just to cancel it. Y'all know that I love, it's not the gym, it's Zumba, and I pay her monthly $40 to take 3 classes a week. Now, that is something I can cut from my budget. I will have to find other ways to work out at home or YouTube or whatever. So that is one thing we're considering cutting. When I say we, I'm talking about me and y'all. We're considering cutting from the budget. So let me know what you think about the gym. I do also have the thought that health is wealth. So I don't really like to cut the gym, but I can replace it with like just working from home. The cell phone bill. So the cell phone bill is currently $101.42. If I pay down the equipment, which I thought was $300, but it's not, well, almost $300, and we'll go through the numbers in a few. Things in blue, this blue, are things that I'm considering putting on a debt snowball. So this $77 that we have right here is $77 would be this without the $25 equipment fee. So it's $25 every month additional to my cell phone bill. So the cell phone bill is, let me get this right here for y'all. I'm always putting something over my face. I don't know why. 101.42 minus, let's say $25 is the amount the cell phone bill is. So that's like $76.42. So $77. If I pay off the cell phone equipment, we can get that down to $77. Next thing is water. I'm pretty sure I can't do much to do anything like that. It did go up $10 from the first year I was here to the next year. So my only thing I did say was, this is pretty steady, but I want to do some research on reducing how much water I use. And if I can figure out a way to reduce my water and put that into play, maybe the bill will go down. I'm not 100% why it fluctuates. So I'm not knowing, but it's worth a try. So then the next line is for car insurance. Car insurance is basically as low as I can get it right now without switching to another company. I actually really like State Farm right now, and they did reduce it a little bit because it was $146, and I think it's $136 now because they put me on like I won't drive as much plan, which I don't. Y'all know I'm not a big driver. And then the electric bill, I just put on the budget billing for $85 a month. According to them, when I spoke to them when I first moved here, they're not going to charge me all the extra at one time. It's just budget billing and it keeps going. So let's prayerfully believe that that's going to be the case. Internet is on a 2-year contract, steady at $80. It's giving me a better internet speed. It's a good deal for what's out there. And all I have is internet and a flex box that allows me to get like some of my streaming services on the guest room TV, and the Flexbox they gave me for free. So KineMaster is my editing software for my phone. If you see me doing home videos or anything like that on Tara Gay Nicole, that's what I use. So that definitely gets used, and it's 1065. Security, need that. Alarm just went off today in the house, actually. Had a police out here, but nothing was wrong. So the security system itself is 2714. Now, what we can talk about is the security equipment. So the security equipment is $43.20, and there's still close to 3K, I thought, left on this. So once I pay this off, then I can just pay the 2714 for the rest of the time and not have to be paying for the equipment, which was the doorbell, which I think was free, the 2 cameras, glass detector, brake detector, a water sensor, things like that. So if I can get rid of that, we can get rid of $43.20 out of the budget. Trash and sewer is $92. Actually, I think I just saw my next bill, which is due in October. It was like $94. It went, when I first started, it was 70 something, then it was 80 something, now it's 90 something. And I know that the taxes and the gas and all that's going up, so it just keeps going up. But I may need to look into another trash service. But instead of just, I'm running out of money in that account, so I need to start putting $23 every paycheck away for it. So then when the quarter does come, I'm ready for it. I hope that made sense. So that will bring my expenses down from $1881.55 to $1748.13, possibly, once I can pay these things down. Now, as far as debt goes, the only thing really there is the car payment and the student loans and the Discover card. So there's $35. I can get rid of the car payment is in blue because it would be part of the Snowball as well. So that I'd be looking to pay off, and I'll show y'all how in a minute. Capital One, and we kind of went to cash now, so we don't put things on the credit cards anymore, right, for right now at least. And then Discover card could go to zero. There's $235.27 left on that. It is interest free right now, but I need to pay it off before November. Right now it's $35, a minimum of $35 going to that every month. And then student loans is $72. Oh, excuse me, $72. Lies. Student loan is $125, but I applied for, they have this plan, what's called a graduated plan, and they have other plans, but they said the graduated plan would be the best for me, but it would go up every 2 years. This is me praying that my salary also goes up every 2 years so that I can do it. And with the graduated plan, she thinks my payment would be about $72, which just adding something to the budget, which I don't need, but it is what it is. It's better than $125. And what else was I going to say? 72. So that's something added to the debt snowball. I have about $23,000 in student loan debt left to pay. And honestly, it's one of those things where I just want to wait for the 30 years to come in for it to fall off. But it's just another thing to pay, which I also don't want. So if I had $20,000, I would pay it. So that would basically just bring it down from $574 to $539, and that's really only with being able to pay off the Discover. Variables, I have left these as they are because I feel like they're already super small. So for me, this is monthly. For gas, I put $160. That's $80 every 2 weeks. Groceries is $160. It's $80 every 2 weeks. Self-care is $40. It's $40. It's $80, $40 every 2 weeks. And eating out is $20 every 2 weeks, which is a total of $40. Y'all, I don't know many people that are doing less than this, but I will say that I've been kind of doing better on gas, so I might be able to pull that down, as well as self-care. May be able to go down, but if it comes to it and the budget is negative again, I will just have to, or if we run out of buffer, I will have to bring these down. I don't know how. If you have any ideas on the numbers you think a single person living alone can do for a month, please comment them down below. I'd be willing to consider it and how you feel like it can be done. So that pretty much stayed the same. Now I did change some things in the savings and the sinking fund. So right now it's set up so health gets 20, beauty gets 20, household gets 30, emergency fund gets 50, and that's for the month. And the Navy Federal gets 2. I'm thinking where it's time to switch out the columns because holidays, Christmas, things like that are coming up. And holidays, I don't really do the Christmas thing like that. As Jesus is the reason for the season. If you can't understand that I can't get you a gift, then you don't really know what it's about. But I would also, if someone wants something and is very specific, I want to be able to give in that way. So the holidays may need to get reduced to nothing, but it's $1 going to holidays. Beauty is getting $1. Household is getting $5 because there's always going to be things for household. An emergency fund will get $5, and the Navy Federal will get $2. So we'd be going from $122 a month to $14. I don't know how realistic that is, but that is where I started. And so it went from being over by $267.55 to being above by under, like in the negative 267.55 to a positive $4.87. Am I hoping that I don't have to go this drastic with everything? Sure. But if it comes down to that, that is what we're working with. And this is also considering that I can actually get these things removed from there, or paid off. So right now I'm still working with this original budget and aiming to get somewhere over here, with the exception of like switching out these sinking funds. They might need to actually be switched now. So let me show you all the things in blue are on Debt Snowball. And this is what the Debt Snowball is. I plan on starting my Debt Snowball in the fourth quarter, which will be September through December. House will be its own thing once all these are paid off. Adding that number gives me anxiety. So I wrote that as a reminder to myself. You will not see the house payment of the house amount on here, because if I put that amount, it's going to be a lot. Like, not more a lot than most people's house, but a lot. So that just gives me anxiety. So let's just start with what we're at and where we will be, or we're at now, which I think will be in September. So the Discover has $235.27 on it. The minimum payment is $35. The cell phone equipment is $249.93. The minimum is $25, and that's included in the monthly bill. The Vivint security system equipment was actually only $1,814.38. I thought we had like $3,000 left, and that's $43.20, which is already included in the budget minimum payment. And the car starting balance is $27,542.59. All the ones above that have no interest at this time. The car is at 5.99. I know it's ridiculous, but that was actually good when I bought. And the payment is $467. That's the minimum. And the student loan is currently at $22,062.98 with zero interest. Will start changing next month. And we're waiting on approval for a $72 minimum payment. So everything is $642.20 full of debt, for a total of $51,905.15 of debt payment. So this is what I'm considering doing. Now that's basically our breakdown. That's what we have. That's what we're working in with. If you don't know how the snowball method works, what it does is you take whatever minimum payment you were paying. Once you pay this first debt off, you start with the small one and go to the largest. And so I would start with the Discover payment, aiming to pay this off sooner with any extra money. And then this $35 payment would then go to the cell phone and start paying that off. But I have a little bit of an idea, and you guys let me know what you think. I'm considering going to look at how much. I think I have like $2,200 in my emergency fund. And you guys know that I've been wanting to save for money for the emergency fund, or in the emergency fund. And I'm considering paying these two smaller things off with the emergency fund. So just going and paying the credit card off, the $235.27 off for the emergency fund, and paying off the cell phone equipment with the emergency fund. So that's $485.20 that will come out of my emergency fund. If y'all hold on really quick, I'll check and see how much money is in the emergency fund. All right, guys. So the emergency fund has $2,331.26 in it. So if we were to go ahead and reduce that by $485.20 by paying those two things off. We'll be at $1,846. It's not bad, but you guys know that one of my goals is to get my emergency fund to $2,000, $3,000. So if I'm there and I subtract $3,000, I now need to save another $1,150. And if I reduce the amount that I'm putting into these things, then I won't be able to get there for a while. So this is my dilemma. If you guys have any ideas, I'm just trying to think outside of the box. Um, like what would be best. I do feel like the security equipment though is going to be cell phone equipment is going to be paid off very soon, if not by the end of this year. So it might, because it's on some kind of weird discount thing. If not this year, next year, I don't remember. So then I'm like, maybe I just pay off the Discover and then take the $35 extra and put towards the emergency fund. I don't know. Y'all, I'm confused. And this is why I'm incorporating you guys to give me some help. But that is my thought process right now. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. Anything you say will be considered very highly. Of course, I'm going to do what I think is best for me and my budget in the end. But sometimes some people can bring up some things that you weren't even seeing. So I just want to put this out here for you. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Remember, in order to be great, you have to be grateful. And I'm super duper grateful for you. Have a wonderful, blessed day. It's faith over fear this year, but not just this year, but what? Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever, ever, a, forever, ever, forever, ever, a, forever. Bye. Jazz hands.